Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Traci and I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I offer one-on-one coaching and I now offer group coaching as well to help you transform and revolutionize your life in all areas. My coaching program is designed to be the last coaching program that you will need. I will take you through the process of changing and rewriting your limiting beliefs or your programming. And this programming is effectively just covering up your true nature. So your true nature is one of an effortless and unlimited creator. So I'll take you through the process of just getting rid of what is covering that up, because you already are a master manifester. You already are an unlimited and effortless creator. If you're interested in learning more, please leave me a comment down below or send an email and I will get back to you. All right, you guys, so I'm very excited about this video for today. This was actually a requested video from one of my one-on-one clients, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about because I find that it is one of the biggest tripping points for most people who are new-ish to manifesting. They're learning about manifesting. They're learning how to consciously and deliberately create their life. And this is one of the biggest roadblocks. And it is all about the opposites showing up in your reality. And so the title of this video is Get Excited for Your Opposites. And yes, I know if you're hearing about this for the first time, you're probably like, ooh, no, what? I don't want to get excited about my opposites. If you've heard me talk about this before, which I have talked about this lots and lots before, then you know that hopefully you're coming to know, at least intellectually, you know that this is a normal part of the manifesting process. Maybe it is still a challenging aspect, totally, totally understandable. And I think this is why I like to talk about this subject so much, is because it was a very challenging thing for myself as well. And I had to be faced with it again and again and again, and I had to be reminded again and again and again. Opposites showing up does not mean I'm failing. Opposites showing up does not mean I'm doing something wrong. Opposites showing up does not mean that I'm not getting what I want or not able to get what I want, right? And so this is what I want to share with you guys in this video. And this is what I really want to hopefully solidify for you so that you can breeze through this stage of manifesting. Now, of course, you can sheer will your way through this, but I don't recommend that you sheer will your way through this. You can, and I have, and I know some of my clients have as well. But you guys, this is what I'm teaching, that yes, you can manifest without changing your programming. Yes, you can manifest without changing your self-concept. Yes, you can manifest without changing your limiting beliefs. Yes, 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 you can, what's the term? You can robotic affirm all day long and it'll probably show up. I've done it. And I know that a lot of you maybe watching this have done it as well. Is it the best way? No, I don't think so. And let me explain just one reason why. Just one reason why that's not the best way. The one reason that is top of mind for me right now is this is your reality. This is your reality, okay? And so for you to skip over yourself and what you think and believe about yourself, what you think and believe is possible, how much you love yourself, how much you accept yourself, how much you appreciate yourself, and how much you feel whole and complete within yourself, for you to skip over that and just robotic affirm all day about the thing that you want because you think it's going to make you feel better. Yeah, you can do it, but it's not the best way. And it's not really the way that you will enjoy your life in total, and also most likely that manifestation that you're robotically affirming about. Okay. So, in other words, I'm not about this like um, surface level, what's the word I'm looking for? Satisfaction, gratification. I'm not about that. I want more for you guys because you're meant to have more and experience more. I want full, you know, enjoyment and being present and being able to enjoy your life because you love and enjoy and accept yourself and you're whole within yourself. This is the key to all of it. Can you do it without it? Yes. Do I recommend it? No. And I've done it both ways. Okay, so I'm not just speaking theoretically here. I am speaking from my own experience, which, by the way, a lot of the things that I'm teaching on this channel, if not everything, is from my own experience. I'm teaching you from my own experience of being on this journey for 3+ years of manifesting my SP. And when I say manifesting my SP, I really mean of developing myself. Right? Because that's what this journey is all about anyway. It might look like it's for an SP or a amount of money or a job or a singing career or a car or a boat, but it's really about you. It's about you because when you change, as I said in my very last video, out there changes. Out there actually never changes. You will experience a change, but it's only because you change on the inside. And when you change, you shift yourself into a parallel reality where the outside seems to have changed, but it's never changing. You're the one changing. Okay. So back to the subject at hand about opposites showing up in your reality and why getting excited about it is sort of like the new realization, the new shift, the new paradigm that I want to encourage you all to move into. So here is the incorrect way of viewing this. Okay, I'll talk about that first, and then I'll talk about the correct way and what's actually going on. So the incorrect way to think about opposites showing up is that, okay, I've been very diligent. I've been cleaning up my programming like Traci recommended. I've been working on my self-concept. I've been changing my programming. I've been doing my mental diet. Maybe I've been doing techniques if that is fun for me, visualizing, affirming, inner conversations, whatever you like to do. But you've been really, really good. Maybe you've been having doubts and you've just been handling them. You've learned how to identify your ego. You do not negotiate with your ego. You remain CEO of your consciousness and you tell the ego who's in charge. So you've been doing all of these things, and next thing you know, here comes in your 3D reality the opposite of that, the very opposite of what you've been doing so well with. Already it's curious, right? Aren't you curious as to why this would be happening? Doesn't really add up, right? Doesn't really make sense. So the flaw is that a lot of people, the mistake I should say, is that a lot of people are doing so well and they commit and they persevere and they persist and they do the thing, right? And then they get opposites in their circumstances and their external reality, and they think that that means doesn't matter how good you do, you don't get to have your manifestation. They interpret it incorrectly, okay? They take the opposite showing up as meaning something, as basically having power. So although we all know circumstances don't matter, in this instance that I'm describing, this is when we tend to say circumstances matter because why would this be showing up? But circumstances never, ever, 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 ever matter. Okay? So this is the flaw. People do really, really well. They get really motivated, really committed. They do the work. They do the hard stuff. And then voila, here comes the opposite reflection. And they think the opposite reflection really is a brick wall. It looks like a brick wall. It always looks like a brick wall. But they think it really is a brick wall. And they think that they now have to adjust to the brick wall. They have to make an adjustment. They just have to accept that, oh, I don't get to have that. Oh, actually, the universe is telling me no. Oh, actually, I didn't get what I wanted when I was persisting. Okay, this is the flaw, you guys. This is the incorrect lens or mindset to view this opposite through. Okay, let's talk about the correct mindset and the correct lens and what is actually going on. So again, back to the same scenario, you've been committed, you've been diligent, you've been persisting, you've been very on it. You know you have. And then all of a sudden, whoop, here comes some opposite in your 3D reality. The correct way to view this opposite is that circumstances don't matter. And although this looks like a no, this looks like a brick wall, I don't give power to my circumstances. I know what circumstances are. Circumstances are never anything other than a reflection of your past thoughts, assumptions, feelings, right? All of it combined, it's splat on the surface of your 3D reality. That's all that it can ever be. So after a time of you doing so well and you getting an opposite, you know that's a clear sign that your reality is about to shift. And this opposite is what I refer to as a safety switch. You are the one with the safety switch of your reality. So it's making sure it's not a test. I don't like to refer to it as that. I don't like to feel like I'm being tested when it's my own reality. So it's not a test in that regard. But it is like a final question to you because you're the one with the final say. So here's all of your past fears, assumptions, thoughts, worries, oh no's, what ifs that are in direct conflict with, again, what you've been doing so well with. So these things are not telling you anything, actually. It's more of a question. This brick wall is more of a, do you want to go this way or do you want to go this way? So the brick wall is more of a fork. It's a question. Do you want to step into the new reality that you've been persisting in? Or do you like this thing that you used to believe in? Do you want to go back to this? Now, your reaction to this brick wall, this opposite showing up in your reality, is your decision, right? That's really your decision. And when I say reaction, I mean what you decide once you see the brick wall in your reality to think, feel, and assume from there. I don't necessarily mean your emotional feeling state. You can have a feeling about the brick wall as long as you know you remain confident in understanding who you are and what the circumstances are, what the brick wall is. Right? Let's just recap. You are the operant power. You are the consciousness creating your reality. The brick wall is just a mirror reflection of your past thoughts. Okay, just a quick recap. So as long as you understand that, you can have a little feeling going on inside of you. I mean, it wouldn't be anything extreme. It would only be extreme if you feel like you're a victim to the brick wall. Okay? But if you have a slight, like literally body emotion going on, totally fine, okay? Brick walls can seem big and scary, but again, it's all about you really remembering who you are. This is the essence of it all. That's why I start everything. All of my coaching programs start with know who you are. Know who you are. Know who you are. And it's more than knowing it. You got to practice it. You got to practice moving in your world, moving in your reality, interacting with people, knowing it, right? Remembering it, being it. Okay, so we always start there. And when you start there, everything else is easier from there. That's why it's a great place to start. So, remembering that you are the operant power, this thing isn't telling you anything other than, hey, you used to believe this thing. And how you react to that is your indication of how you're doing. Okay? So that's another mistake that people make. They get the opposite thing showing up and they make it mean in this now moment, I must not be doing well because if I was doing better, this would not be there. No, 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 no. The opposite is true, right? Remember, you have been doing well, right? You know you have. You've been on it. You've been committed. You've been dedicated. You've been focused. You've been CEOing your ego. CEOing. You've been putting your ego in its place. Right. So you know you've been doing well. So the moment you see the brick wall, you don't go, oh, I guess I'm not doing well. That's making your circumstances matter. That's making your circumstances mean something. Okay. So this is why sometimes I'm like, I don't do catchphrases, because it's like you have to know what it means, and you can't just use it as a thing that you say that you know intellectually, but you don't live by, right? You want to live by these things, the concepts. So looking at the brick wall, understanding that means nothing about how I've been doing. And again, if you understand and integrate what I'm teaching you in this video, you will get excited. You will understand that brick walls only pop up when you have been doing really, really well, right? But you have to train yourself, because before you knew about all this, before you knew about law of assumption, negative things pop up and you go, oh gosh, I don't like that, right? And so you get a little like curious, like, why is that here? Why is that in my reality? But you now know, you have the answer to that. You never need to ask that question again. It's always, that's my past assumptions and thoughts. That's always the answer. It's not someone else doing something. It's not limitation of the universe. It's not a sign from God. It's not anything. It's not any of those things. So you don't really need to go and find that answer again. You already have the answer. So when you understand this and you see the opposite things showing up, you can get excited, because you can understand that this is the final safety switch for you. And when you pull the safety switch and you remain indifferent to this opposite thing showing up, because you know who you are, you know what 3D reality is, you know that all you need to do is persist in your consciousness, in your new assumption, and not waver, and not, think that 3D has power over you, and it must show up. It must. That's the law. That's literally the law that Neville is teaching us. Law of assumption. You just persist in your assumption. No matter if nothing seems to be changing, if opposite seems to be showing up, you just persist. You persist in your assumption. And by the way, two things I have to point out here. I've recorded a video about this before, where sometimes because of insecurities, because of fears, because of under the guise of protecting ourselves, we expect the worst. We have no evidence of the worst, but we just keep going back to the worst case scenario. Let's take the example of a job. You're in a job and every day you show up, I'm going to get fired. Oh, I'm going to get fired. You have no evidence of this. It's just your ego mind trying to protect you and always feeding you with the worst information, the worst case scenario. And you keep thinking it, and you keep persisting in it, and you keep persisting in it, and you keep coming back to it, and you keep persisting in it, and you don't have any evidence. And maybe you even have opposite evidence, where someone is coming and telling you, you did such a good job today. We really appreciate your work and your contribution. And inside you're still back to, I'm going to get fired. Right? You keep persisting no matter what shows up. So sometimes we're doing this in a negative fashion. And again, this is another reason why it would benefit you to clean up your programming. That negative thing is being fed from your programming. Now, if you change your programming, the positive things will be fed from your programming, and you will return back to being your amazing, effortless manifester, creator that you are meant to be, that you really, truly already are. You just have programming that covers it up. So yes, I forgot what the second thing was. I'm sure it'll come back to me in a second, but that was the first thing that was coming up. Okay, you guys, that little thing just distracted me too. So get excited about the opposites showing up in your reality. Get excited, understand what it means. And this is what I also mentioned in one of my previous videos. This is how you dominate your 3D reality. This is how you really, if you want to say circumstances don't matter, this is how you apply that. This is how you be that. And it's more than a catchphrase. It's something that you actually have integrated into yourself and you live by. And now again, I'll just say this one more time, because I've done it both ways. You can do this through sheer willing it, fighting against your programming the whole way, you can. It's a lot more effort, but you can do it. You can also do the work to clean up your programming, process your emotions, become more untouchable by circumstances, opposite circumstances, which will only benefit you, will only help you in this process that I'm describing. It will make it easy. It will make it so effortless. You will breeze through the most difficult seeming of circumstances, which are just your fears anyway. But you see, that's the thing about our fears. If it was someone else's fears, we might feel like, hey, no big deal. But it's never that. It's your fears, right? So they can seem more daunting because it is yours. But when you work through changing your limiting beliefs and processing your emotions and, kind of cleaning things up inside of you, you raise yourself up in consciousness and you become untouchable by these things. So that, coupled with what I'm describing in this video about who you are and what circumstances are, you can breeze through these opposites showing up. You can truly get excited about opposites showing up. And you, again, when you react to the opposites, you recreate them. You stay stuck in cycles. So this is really the key when you get excited about opposites, when you learn to breeze through the opposites, when you face the opposites head on, when you stop fearing the opposites, you will breeze through them and your reality starts to smooth out more and more and more. You start to be more of a conscious, deliberate, effortless creator that you already are. You start to be that because you're shedding all the layers that were sort of piled on top of that through your environment, through the people around you, through your past life experiences. Okay, no problem. We all have those. No big deal, right? I mean, it's there for a purpose. It's there for your growth. It's there for your expansion. So, but you don't have to keep them. That's the thing. You can let them be there for their purpose. And so take the advantages, take the lessons, and then shed the things that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you. All right, you guys, that's my video for today. Get excited about the opposites showing up in your reality. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.